If you often leave conversations feeling like the person just didn't like you, there's a good chance you're making a few simple mistakes that are pushing people away. So I want to show you how to fix these so you can stop feeling stuck and start making meaningful relationships in your life. I'm Isaiah, and for a long time, I couldn't figure out why some people just seemed to be naturally likable while I couldn't get noticed. That was until I started to learn social skills and get better with people. And along the way, I realized that most of us are making some tiny mistakes that are making us unlikable. And the craziest thing is we don't even realize that we're making them. So the first mistake is being negative. Most people want to be around people who are fun and uplifting and positive. But if you aren't complaining, always judging others, always finding a way to find bad in a situation, you are going to have a tough time getting people to like you. So to fix this, in any given situation that you're in, try to find the positive. Ask yourself, what's one good thing about this situation? Earlier this week, I had a terrible night's sleep, and I could have gone to my office place and start complaining to everybody about how my sleep was so bad. But instead, I said this: I'm so excited to get home because I didn't sleep that well last night, and that means tonight I'm going to sleep like a baby, and I'm so excited. So you could see there, I'm telling people about my situation, but because I'm putting a positive spin on it, it makes it feel so much different. When you lead with that positivity, people are going to notice and people are going to want to be around you. Another thing people definitely notice is closed body language. Your body language, especially your face, is constantly sending signals to the person you're talking to and letting them know if you're being open and engaged with them. Imagine if you were sharing something deep and meaningful about yourself to somebody and they just looked at you like this. You would probably not want to share anything else because you'd feel like you're being judged. And the tricky thing here is, you as the person listening could genuinely be listening, but just because you have bad body language habits, you just look like you're not listening. So to fix this, you want to do things like have a gentle smile on your face. You want to nod, especially when they say something you agree with. Maintaining good eye contact. Not having your arms crossed or folded in front of you. Even leaning forward a bit to show that they have your undivided attention. These subtle cues, they go a long way in making the person feel seen and heard and wanting to talk to you again in the future. And mistake number 3 is very related to this because it's all about not really listening. Maybe you are just so excited to talk about a topic, or you are actually nervous and you are really trying to find the perfect words to say to this person. And what you end up doing is just overthinking about the thing that you're going to say rather than actually listening to the person. And by the way, interrupting people also has a very similar effect here. When people feel like you weren't listening to them, they start to clam up a little bit and they start to shut down in the conversation. So to fix this, make a conscious effort to be present. When the person is talking, try your best to quiet out all the other thoughts and all the topics in your head and all the things you're thinking about and just listen to them. And then build off of what they said and relate it to your own life or your own thoughts and continue the conversation from there. In a previous video, I talked all about how you can deeply listen to somebody to make them feel heard and understood. So if you want to get more tips, you could check out that one. But the core idea around all this is the more you listen to somebody, the more connected they feel to you. Now, mistake number 4 focuses on what you say, and that is when you're not being authentic. Of course, nobody wants to be around somebody who is blatantly lying to them. But what I mean by this is outside of just regular lies, and it goes even deeper. So it's in situations where you might be people-pleasing. You're always trying to agree with whatever the person is saying, even when deep down you disagree. Or maybe you're hiding different aspects about your life to make it seem like you're in a more impressive situation. For example, you might work as a customer service rep at Amazon and you're telling people that you work at a Fortune 500 company. It's not necessarily a lie, but you're definitely manipulating how people understand what you're saying. Being inauthentic like this might get people to like you in the short term, but pretty soon they're going to start picking up on it, and then they're never going to trust a word you say, which is a terrible foundation for building a relationship. So to fix this, I recommend you be vulnerable. and to share what you genuinely think with the person and who you genuinely are. Funny enough, most people really respect the confidence it takes to be vulnerable about yourself and who you actually are, especially when it involves disagreeing with somebody else. And that respect is a strong foundation that you could build a relationship on. And the final big mistake for this video is always doing the bare minimum in interactions. So this is something that we're all guilty of from time to time. Throughout our days, we have dozens upon dozens of interactions that we have with people. But the vast majority of them, what we usually tend to do is we stay on the default settings. If somebody asks us, how are we doing? We just say, I'm good. The problem when we do this is we come off as very bland and uninteresting to people because we're just giving them surface level answers that they can't even connect with. I heard a great piece of advice from Charlie Houpert, and he says to give one more sentence. In those situations where you would just say, I'm good, you give one more sentence and say why you're feeling good. Or when somebody asks you, how was your weekend? And you say, same old, you give another sentence and explain what same old is for you. By doing this, you open the door for connection and allow the person to actually relate with you. But even after all this, maybe you still feel like you have nothing interesting to say. If that's the case, in this video, I'll show you how to talk about even the most boring parts of your life in a way that gets people genuinely interested in learning more. I hope all of these tips that I shared today have helped you, and above all else, I hope that you keep connecting.